Hello everyone, and welcome to Lost in Translation Mon. I'm May.
And I'm Jay.
And this is our special episode 23, I think. And we're doing this podcast live.
Sorry, you just got me with birth ding.
So Jay just read the title of the episode, which is Birth Ding Podcast Ding. And we're live streaming on YouTube, and we're playing Next Order, and...
playing is a strong word, since I don't think anyone's ever played this game so much as they have suffered it.
Yes. So, because the easiest way to live stream is to do it through the PlayStation 4, which is what we're doing.
You don't actually have to play the game, you just have to have the game loaded up.
I know, but then they'll die.
But May says she'll do it anyway.
Look, I wanted to have Persona 5, but that wouldn't work. Streaming at all, unless you have a capture card, which we do, but that's...
Well, they don't allow that. That's the same way of saying, hey, they don't allow you to download their movie unless you have a torrent.
Yeah. So this episode is to celebrate our second podcast birthday. So we started on May 3rd, 2015. And
I can't believe
you
didn't have the patience to wait until August.
August 1st. Now,
you just didn't have the patience for it.
I don't have the patience for a lot of things.
Yeah, it's true.
Mainly these Digimon who are very upset with me at the moment.
I hate them so much.
And
all of them are disappointments.
Dak and Jackster! We have a good group in the chat at the
Wait,
moment.
what Machine Uprising? This is concerning.
The Machine Uprising of Gardramon.
Oh, okay.
Because Gardramon's not happy that we're not feeding him too much. Okay.
Needs oil
So,
badly.
first of all, I just want to tell everyone that we released the digital enchilada design that we commissioned from Chisai. And
which we don't even have yet. We're buying it this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to... Once this episode is uploaded, I will put it in the description. And it's not just shirts. You can get stickers, or you can get a mug, or you can get a laptop case, and it has the digital enchilada design on it.
You get a surprising number of products.
Yes, and it's there's also a duvet, so if you want to sleep under Lotmon and Dracomon riding a digital enchilada, you can.
But look, we're not saying that you should go out and buy this. We're saying you need to go out and buy this. It's very important.
Yeah, well, we are. We're our own customers here.
It is the first bit of merch that I've ever been involved in. That I can say, that's a thing, that's me.
Yeah, it me. So, yeah, I just wanted to let us know. And now I'm going to talk about how many hours and episodes we've done.
I can see some numbers that are concerning.
Yep, we did a lot of stuff. All right, so first of all, from miscellaneous episodes, which are usually our holiday episodes or other special things that we've done, that has been 12 episodes, and over those 12 episodes, it was 7 hours, 43 minutes, and 39 seconds.
I don't think we need to go into how many seconds it was.
It's
honestly,
important.
It doesn't change the numbers very much.
Okay, I'll take off the seconds then.
Okay.
For Digimon Adventure Try, which we've covered PVs of, we've covered each individual movie, and I think it was just been PVs and movies that we've covered. We have done 11 of those episodes, and so far that's been 9 hours and 32 minutes.
So somehow we've done more work on Try than we have on all other random extra episodes.
Yep. Well...
I guess they're all short, usually.
Yeah, well, the miscellaneous holiday specials and the Wonder Swan episodes and stuff like that, they've all been 30 minutes long, but the Try episodes that aren't the PVs have all been, maybe an hour to two, in length. I can mute, I think. I think I can mute.
No, that's just your TV.
I'm going to turn down the Next Order volume because the Digimon are not happy with me.
Fair enough.
Because Jay starved them.
It doesn't help that you also forced me to watch all those PVs, which was meaningless in the end.
Well, it's exciting to bring up the hype.
Exciting is a strong word.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Athlete Monsters we've done surprisingly little. I guess they're only 10, 20-minute episodes.
Yeah. And so, yes, most of them have been ranging between 15 minutes to half an hour.
Okay, I say surprisingly little. I mean, if you had to listen to all of them, you'd still be sitting there for the length of 2 long movies.
Yeah. So we have covered Atmon for a total of 5 hours and 4 minutes, and that's across 34 episodes. And Jay will read the next one because...
He's going to play, and I'll just read this
Yeah.
out. So we did... Digimon Adventure took us 29 episodes, and you know what? That felt like a really long time, because Digimon Adventure is quite long.
Yeah, it was
And
long.
I had to struggle to watch Digimon. You know, it's a problem in my life. we struggled doing that, just recording parts of it for 43 hours, which my very, very basic math off the top of my head says is way longer than actually just sitting down and watching the entire series of Digimon Adventure in a row. It's a lot longer.
Aviv in the chat says that they can't believe it's been 2 years and that they were listening to the first episode whilst working on their dissertation.
That's really sick.
I remember finding Aviv in the Witherwell forum, and one of our first comments is actually from Aviv. So thank you for being with us, like, for the whole ride, pretty much. It means a lot. Yeah, continue, sorry.
I bet we weren't distracting at all from that very important work. Altogether.
Which is our longest.
It tells you something immediately. When you see 29 episodes is 43 hours and 27 episodes is 49 hours. Because we've established when we complain about things, the episodes go long. And you can tell in the statistics, boy, did we complain about Zero Two a lot. By we, I mean me. And May helped, but boy did I complain.
I like Zero Two as like a nostalgia thing, but like I don't like to think about it as something
that's
a bad show thing. Continue.
Tamers took us 28 episodes, and that was 48 hours, which, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it was still longer. I think we were just getting our feet. In Digimon Adventure, wasn't that first episode like half an hour?
I think it was 40 minutes.
Yeah, we got to, 49 hours of wasted time. Well, no, 49 hours is us recording, right? So none of that was wasted time. Just watching Zero Two was wasted time. But if it's like 20 minutes for...
Oh, yeah, so obviously
50-something episodes, it's only 20 hours of wasted time.
The time we spent editing the episodes and actually the recording of these episodes and watching the series that we had to watch, that's not taken into account of time. This is just the how many hours of... Where are you going, Fugamon? He's a troll into the bridge. Anyway, sorry.
I'd be legitimately interested to see... Because there's no way to get it, but what the time breakdown is of you guys... see you, Smile Wolfie!
See you, Smile Wolfie!
If you had the time of how long you spent editing the show, and I would like to see it, because I think it would make you cry.
Oh, God. Well, the first episode, which was, as we said, like 40 minutes long, it took me like 9 hours to edit it. And it was...
You've gotten better.
Yeah, I've gotten better, and I learned, the little, tips and tricks, like, removing the audio automatically.
The trips and ticks.
And just balancing out the audio just automatically through Audacity, which is a free program. Audacity is ridiculously good for how cheap, like, free it is. Anyway.
More free than not, one might say.
Yeah, like, we constantly have problems with Audition, which is what we record in, and I paid for it.
Well, more or less. We did Frontier, still going, and we're 30 hours into it, with only 16 episodes. So, it's looking like that actually might end up being one of the longest, if not the longest.
Well, our longest recording was 3.5 hours, and that was... I think that was about 3.5 hours or something. That was a few episodes ago, I think.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
All of our special Patreon episodes, which is the manga with 35 minutes. Why'd you include these? They can just look them up.
Yeah, well...
35 minutes, and we did one episode of Lane with 25 minutes, and we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah.
Which means, altogether, does that cover literally everything?
That's literally everything, yes.
We've done 194 hours of content over the 2 years.
Yes.
And our last birthday special, which was episode 62... And okay, when you say 62nd episode, do you mean 62nd official or 67 overall?
62 overall, like including
special.
Because
we're at like 150 something now, aren't we?
159.
Insane.
This episode is our 160th, I think. Okay. Yes, 160th.
All right, so it took us 62 in the first year, and we've done more than 62 this year. Oh God, it's just more work every year.
I did some maths here
until we go full time. Never doing that. And we had released 91 hours of content in 61 episodes. Now I've released this 160th episode with 194 hours of content in 159 episodes. What the hell is this? 17,520 hours?
Are in 2
years. 17,520 minutes minus 5,840 for sleeping means time is 11,680, which means that we did 2% of a year's worth of content, not including sleep.
Yep.
So 2% of our time spent awake was apparently on this podcast.
So if you were to listen to every single episode that we've ever done, like all the specials, all the covering we've done,
it would take you 2 years.
It would take you 1% of 1 year, including sleeps.
No, all of it. If you did all of it, it would take 2% of 1 year. But we did it 1% of 1 year at a time.
Chisai says that she appreciates your suffering.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody does. Woo! Yeah, it's a lot of math. All right. Somebody had to do it.
I did.
We have a request. That request is from Noam, and they asked about the story of the podcast, which is, how did Lost in Translation Mon come to be? How did you think of it? How did you... all of these yous are not a collective you. These are all towards May. How did you get Jay on board? And what were your expectations versus how things have turned out?
Things turned out
Please.
much better.
No,
than
the
I
beginning.
thought
Start from
they
the beginning.
The beginning?
How did we
Okay.
come to be?
So, I always kind of wanted to have a Digimon podcast, but there wasn't really a demand for it. I couldn't find anyone who actually liked Digimon. This was many
That's
years
right.
ago.
It's really hard to find anyone
Yeah.
who likes Digimon.
And-
Definitely not these people.
And yeah, there weren't any Digimon podcasts when I first ever wanted to do it. This was many years ago. And then when Try was announced, I was kind of like, oh, maybe I should start doing the podcast. But then I found out at that point in time there were already 3 other podcasts. So I spent a while just listening to them because I knew I wanted to start a podcast, but I didn't want to create a podcast that had already been done. Like, I wanted to have something that was new. So I was also in the process of trying to get Jay into watching Digimon with me.
That's why the first thing you showed me was Revenge of Dioboromon.
No, it
and
was
then
X-Evolution.
Crosswalk.
It was X-Evolution first.
Really? I thought it was Revenge first, because you were like, this is my favourite movie, and I've watched it 8 million
Okay,
times,
yeah, that.
and I didn't pay attention to it for the whole half an hour. Then you're like, no, we're going to sit down and watch this movie, because I'm sure this will be good. And then it was X-Evolution, and I said, May, Digimon is the biggest waste of time that has ever existed.
Well,
Davish!
Davish! It has Doraemon in it, and I love Doraemon.
The biggest waste of time.
So, but I still was trying to get Jay into watching Digimon even after the failed attempts, and
It's almost like trying to teach someone how to cook, and then, like, the first thing that happens is they get horrible food poisoning.
Yeah. You know, so I'll have this dish, and it gives you food poisoning. You don't want that dish ever again.
Oh,
So,
do I? I really don't.
Yeah, and
The subtle voice
okay.
changes?
DJ Discobot says this story was said in the first episode. Just re-listened to it earlier, and hearing the subtle voice changes and growth is amazing. Oh my god! So, and congrats on 2 years. So the reason it took me a while to read that was because the chat on the screen is like
It cuts off
it's very
in the
small.
middle of words.
So it's just like grr oath and vo ice.
But yeah, part
So,
of that is confidence, just because we were new.
Yeah.
And part of that is recording quality, because I was like using my
Yeah,
headphone
your gaming mic.
gaming microphone, which is there as a bare bones. Oh, you should talk to people in Counter-Strike and tell them where everyone is.
Yeah. Well, hi
Look
Jay.
at Gajimon freak out.
Mine was
Look at him.
worse because I was using the Apple headphones that came with my phone.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
And now we have an actual microphone, and we're in the process of investigating like better recording setups. Like I'm looking into getting a mixer, and that's exciting.
So it's investigating, but the word invest is in capitals. You know?
Yeah.
It's like a pun. All right. So how we came to be was you thought to yourself, I want to do a Digimon podcast.
Yeah, and this was ages ago, and then when there was actually a need for it, I kind of wanted to make something different. And for some reason, I came up with the name LostinTranslationmon, and I was kind of like, well, that's stupid. How am I possibly going to fit that into a podcast? And I was like, oh wait, I'll just compare the English and the Japanese version. And this was because of a website that I really liked when I was like much younger, which was called Digimon Uncensored. And what they would do is they would compare, like in a blog post, the differences between each version.
This is a hentai-free zone.
No, it's not one of those. It's not one of the websites with all the GIFs everywhere. No, this is still a website that's still active.
No, I love that. Just a little Digimon thing. This is a hentai-free zone. Have you seen all those?
Yes, I have seen all those. Anyway, so this website made me like. It put me into fits of like hysteric laughter at one point because they had like this part where they said there is no Willis, and I found that really funny.
You know what? That sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah. And the other thing was
No, I've never read that site. I've never read anything on there.
And they also pointed out the "To Mimi Love Joe" sign that's on the door, and so I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if I could do the same sort of thing, but have it in a podcast form. And of course, I haven't looked at the website much
Alf
during
is
this.
back in podcast form.
Yeah, but yeah, so I haven't really looked at that while having this podcast because I didn't want to copy too many ideas that were already done, if that makes sense. Oh, I can't use a banner. Oh, that's right, I called him Jay.
So that was sort of how you thought of it as well.
Yep.
Because you'd want to do it for a while. The next question is, how did you get Jay on board? And step one,
I asked.
we were dating.
Yeah,
Step-
I asked and he said yes, basically.
So I'll give you a bit of background on why I said yes, because it seems totally counterintuitive that I would have bothered. And the answer is, I I grew up on podcasts more or less. I mean, not grew up on from like when I was young because they didn't exist. But I mean, from 2008, I think. No, 2008 is when I really got into podcasts. I remember listening to one a long, long time ago, and just like when I really first started, and just falling down in tears laughing at whatever it is they were talking about. It was like a news show, but it was a comedy one. Anyway, I remember that being very formative to me, and like hearing people's opinions and sort of this alternative rate. I'm used to be like, oh yeah, you can't tell people you listen to a podcast, you listen to a radio show, you know, because that's what it was. That's
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting, and I always kind of wanted to do one, but I never had a topic or people or recording equipment or any of the things you would need to do a podcast. And then I don't remember what year it was, probably 2014.
Yep. Yeah.
I was doing a podcast. It was with these 4 guys, and it was nice, but we didn't have any topic, and we recorded a couple episodes. Really gotten sick of hearing myself speak.
We know.
You can tell, right? But it didn't go anywhere, and we never had a schedule, and it just died. And so, I don't know, I had this sort of urge to podcast and then nothing to do with it. So May goes, do you want to do a podcast with me? And I said, what's it about? And she goes, Digimon. And I go, fine. Can I hate the show? And she's like, yeah, okay. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I can speak my mind on this show. And then we did that, and then we got all that hate mail from a couple people.
No, we didn't get hate mail. We just had people...
We did, straight up.
No, we had people who said that the podcast wasn't very good.
But it's not. It's the most confusing piece of hate mail I've ever gotten in anything in my life.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about it right now. It's,
yeah.
Oh, that thing
confusing.
Is funny. That's a story. Every time I tell that story, it's always like, oh, but there's qualifications to this. But no, we got I think 2 or 3 negative comments on that first episode because people are like, oh, I don't like it when this person doesn't like the thing I like. But then we all sort of got over it.
Yeah.
And everyone who is here today has a thicker skin than those people. So, well done. Good work, everybody who survived. You're right. I'll do it. I like the show. Yes.
Yeah.
Sean, that's exactly the one.
That's Riku using her dad's PC.
Fair enough. So Riku, yeah, that's exactly the one. We will not be going into detail about it right now. I'm sure I already have on the show.
Yeah, we mentioned on a podcast. It's confusing.
But yeah, we're talking about the birthday. So that's how it is. And now I got on the show, and I thought, and I know what my expectations were. My expectations were to get. Okay, hold on. Yeah, because I knew that there were, I guess, quote-unquote, big players in the field already. There were the 2 or 3 podcasts May listens to.
There were 3, yeah.
There was at least one I knew was pretty big because she has merch of it on her laptop. And I go, okay, they must be something if they have merch. But we do now, too! I never expected that to happen.
Gardramon died.
Ha! Get wrecked by level 5 Gotsumans. Doesn't even have a pumpkin with him. What are you going to do? So I thought we'd get like 50 listeners, and I'd be happy with that.
Me too.
All I wanted the entire time, all I wanted was for somebody, and I've always said this about anything creative I'm going to do. I say this about the book I just wrote as well. But all I want out of it is for one person. I don't need the thing itself to be good. I want one person to say, this is my favorite thing. And that's actually a really tall order, it turns out. That's actually a very high bar. But that's how I feel about it. Or like this affected me in a way that like I would just that takes description in some way. That's what's important to me, and we managed that surprisingly quickly.
Yeah, and I always just my goal was I wanted to make somebody entertained, and I wanted to make somebody.
God, that is a low bar.
I wanted to make someone laugh, and I wanted to entertain. I wanted to make someone.
You got
happy.
me.
Yeah, I got you, and you laugh all the time, probably.
What do you probably?
Internally.
I laugh all the time. It's recorded.
Macman says Gardramon's been dead on the inside for years anyway, ever since being partnered with Kazu. So as we mentioned, if you're not watching the video that is accompanying this and you're just listening to this podcast episode, we are, I'll just say this again, we're playing Next Order, and I have a Gardramon, and I think it's called Fugamon, which is the white Ogremon, and I'm not doing too well.
It should just be called Ice Ogremon.
It should be. And
so, yeah, that brings us to what did you expect to happen?
Well, I was like, I didn't really expect much because as I said, I wanted to just make a podcast. I wanted to do something involving Digimon. I wanted to rope you into it. I expected you to not last very long.
Did you expect me to abandon the project? Oh my god!
I had
That's why you were always talking about, like, oh yeah, I have these backups and this backup, and I can bring this person on the show for sure, obviously.
Crippling anxiety. Well, I always put, like...
Everyone in chat, just say you wouldn't have listened anymore if I stopped being on the show. That's what I need to hear right now to stay alive.
So I expected Jay to actually say no when I asked him.
That's not the same, though. Like,
I had a backup. I was going to ask Mitch.
yeah, I know. But
Mitch
like,
would not have been as reliable. I love Mitch, but
the
like...
show hadn't started then, so what were you I'd said yes. We have a show now. We're sitting down for episode 1. Did you think, oh, we're going to be shouting into the void, and then we're going to have 2 listeners, and then it'll dip away, but we'll still make the show for 10 episodes, and then it'll go away?
I knew I'd have my dad, at least.
No, he doesn't
My
listen to
mum.
the show.
He listened. Both my parents listened to the first episode.
First episode, yeah. I so said we'd have 2 listeners for the first episode. Your
Yeah.
parents. Actually, that's what it was. We released the first episode, and you were like, "We have 3 listeners. One of them's not my mom."
parents.
No, it was 5 because it was
Yeah.
you, me, your parents, and then this one other person. I don't know who it was, but whoever it was, thank you for giving us the courage to go
I
on.
hope you still continued, because I know a few people said, "Oh, I couldn't get through the first episode." And I was like, "No."
Yeah, I think that if we didn't have the listeners around, I probably would have been like, yeah, it's probably not worth my time.
Yeah, if we were getting like, I don't know, under 5 people, probably like continuously for like, I know we were 10 podcasts in, and we're still getting like 5 listens, I'd probably be like, this is a lot of work, and it is. Podcasting is a lot of work. So if anyone's thinking of doing a podcast, like it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, and my
Mostly a lot of work for me. For me, it's painful. For me, it's work. There's a
But
difference.
it's work out. Oh, I went the wrong direction.
Fight that dude. Fight the
No, I'll
ball.
die.
Fight the Johnny Ballman.
But they're dying.
Oh well, is what
So,
it is. You have
yeah.
to walk all the way back to the village now?
Yes. I mean, I have an autopilot, but I don't want to use it now. Anyway, so there's something I forgot to mention about another thing that I used to listen to ages ago. And this was, I think I was probably maybe 15. I don't know, it was
Small babby May.
it was probably like 6 years ago. Oh gosh, I'm going to die. Anyway, so there was it was before podcasts were called podcasts. It was basically an
So
audio
before
file.
iPods.
Yes. No, it wasn't before iPods, but they weren't.
They were immediately called podcasts when
Yeah,
iPods
but
were around,
it
weren't
wasn't on. It wasn't on any podcast thing. It was just on a website, and yeah, it was called Radiomon, and it was on a website called digimonspirit.net, and it was basically like, I didn't know what a podcast host. It just had one person and have like different people on for different segments.
they? Guestamundos.
And it was quite good. They had, like, things about cosplay, things about the fandom, and it really was nice. It only had, like, 10 episodes, but I really, really enjoyed it, and that was another sort of thing I sort of revisited. Oh, they all died.
GG. Oh, look at that face! Look at that
no.
lack of face! Oh, she's crying! Ah!
Oh no, she's sad.
I'm sorry. Oh my god, she's legit crying
Oh,
really
no.
bad. And clipping into Fugmon.
Yeah.
Also, I really like how you can see I topped out our recording.
Yeah, well done for screaming into the microphone. But yeah, so that was sort of like inspired me, kind of. How did they died, but they hadn't needed to poo all of a sudden again. Anyway,
That's what I need to do every time I die.
me too. So that sort of like gave me a little bit of inspiration, and
I'm a persona protagonist.
but yeah, was there anything else we had to say about that?
No, I think we
Versus
covered the
how
story.
things are. Like, I never.
I'm blown
expected-
away by it.
I'm like, I mean, obviously we're not doing as well as the people who podcast for life, and who have like millions of listeners, but we have a large amount of listeners, and the fact that we have supporters on Patreon, that just blows me away. That we have, and we've also formed like friendships through this, and it's amazing.
Okay, there were like 3 things that blew me away with when we were doing this. Step 1, we like broke like 100 listeners. I was like, okay,
Oh, I remember
these aren't friends and
celebrated.
family anymore.
We celebrate when we broke 100 listeners. I remember when we first got to 1,000 listens overall. After like, I think it was about 2 months, and we're like, oh my gosh, we've made it big time.
Oh, well, then we made like when we opened up Patreon, it's like, yeah, like $10. So like, yes, because it's just really real and it means a lot, and it's progressed even more since then. It's been really nice. So we've been able to obviously make more content, and we're going to be getting. It pays for our SoundCloud stuff. It pays for equipment. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we're probably going to do some personal investment on that just to have stuff.
Yeah, equipment is expensive, but that's always been
It's what it is.
Yeah.
And then the third tier of celebration was when we got art, which is something
yeah.
I've always. That's one of the things I've
That
always
was gold.
loved.
From
You get
Chisai.
art. We got art from Chisai. We got the animations from Chisai. We got the animation from Stevie.
Yes.
And
we had Dak and Jackster drawing the characters
the
from
very
the
first one we
fanfic.
ever got was the bottom one with the two shotguns.
No, that wasn't for the podcast though.
It was something we said, wasn't it?
No. It was
based on your game.
It was in Cyber Sleuth, and
but I thought it was because we mentioned it on the show.
It's because of Cyber Sleuth. I mentioned it on my personal Tumblr.
Was it not for us?
No, it wasn't.
I thought that was for
And
we have art now that's actually of us though.
Yeah. And also we got some from Lizmet from the fan fiction, and it was the fan art of my fan fiction. Oh, we Smile Wolfie drew bits from the fan fiction back when we just released the scans. And I just want, before the comment scrolls up, Chisai says, I really don't even know how to manage to have the time for all
you
of
manage.
this. Oh, sorry, it's very hard to read, and I don't have
How
my
we
glasses
manage to have
on.
all the time for this.
Wait, I'm going to put my glasses on.
The answer is that May sacrifices every Saturday morning. Every one of them. She's like, oh yeah, I just wake up at 5 a.m. and work for 5 hours. Don't worry about it, it's normal. And I'm like, alright, I just watched the episodes. And I'm also being asked what my favorite Digimon is. And can I answer none of them? Because I'm not allowed to say Lotmon. I would totally say... Like, Gilmon's there, I guess. I mean, that's a cheap answer. Gomon's there. Oh man, you should wear your glasses more.
Well, it means I can see now.
So yeah, so what's my favorite Digimon? I guess it's Gilmon. Who else do I like? Not Lotmon, Terriermon. Terriermon's my favorite.
You like Graviton?
I like Terriermon more than I like Lotmon. Because Lotmon... I picked it...
Gundramon.
Yeah, we've been over Gundramon forever. I've never seen it do anything, and it doesn't have that emotional attachment. I just think it's awesome. So Graviton the Gravimon is just, I saw a picture of Gravimon, and I go, that's good! Lotmon... Okay, basically the answer was, I love Terriermon the most, it's adorable, and it's the cutest thing ever. And May goes, but Lotmon's the rabbit. And I go, well, I guess I'm Lotmon then. Because, I still think Terriermon's I still think he's a rabbit. But hey, he's got Terrier in the name, so I guess that kind of makes him a dog.
Alright, DJ Discobot says, I've always wondered why Lotmon was Jay's avatar for the series. How'd you first figure out?
Literally just answered that.
Yeah, I literally showed him and said, hey look, you like rabbits.
And you're like, but you can't have this one. You can't have this one over here that's green. I'm like, okay, I'll take the pink one, fine.
Because it's called Terrier after a dog. It definitely has the personality of a dog in Tamers.
Yeah.
Mark X says, popped in to watch, should probably be sleeping while I can though. Yeah,
no, stay with us.
So, sorry this is a bad time zone, but Australia happens.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird show where everyone who's listening to it after the fact is like, oh, stop talking to the weirdos in the chat. No, we're going to talk to them all day.
Yeah.
They're staying up. Because we're in Australia. It's a reasonable time for us and nowhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Nowhere else.
I think it's... Graviton, not Gatchmon, but also Gatchmon.
I'm Graviton.
I'm Gatchmon.
He does look a bit traumatized, huh?
Yeah.
I'm Graviton.
I just kind of wanted to see what it looked like that. Hey, Noah, glad you were able to make it.
We answered your question. We're answering your question right now, kind of.
Yeah, we just finished answering your question that you've sent in on the Slack.
Oh,
3 a.m.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, 5!
It's 5! Oh
and
my
Zika
gosh.
Media, what are you doing? But stay though. I'm not going to stop you.
5 a.m. Stop.
Oh, man. Alright. What are we at? We've got best parts of the podcast.
Yes, best, and this is our personal best parts.
Every time I get to go home.
Well, I really liked when, I think it was for Flower Power and playing games, and Jay said, these are good episodes.
Oh, that's...
And there's just the part where Jay said...
Fine. I guess you're allowed to like that.
He said... And then, of course, you got to the assumption that these... And I'm not talking to the microphone, and I hope that it's still recording. Hang on,
I'm sure it's fine. Just put your password in. There's definitely no way that could go bad.
Okay, good.
Oh, we're still going. All right,
yeah,
great.
Sweet. So...
You're like this... It's only taken 25 episodes of holding him hostage, and finally, he kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah. So... what was I saying? God, I have the attention span of a gnat.
When I like stuff.
Yeah. So we had the assumption that Jay said, the writers can actually write good stuff, so why aren't all episodes like this? And of course, we had Flower Power and we had Playing Games, and those are probably some of my favorite podcast moments because it was the first time Jay actually mentioned anything positive on the show about the podcast, and that was That was pretty amazing.
My favorite thing about this show has always been how easy it is to look at Digimon and go, if you made these simple changes, it would be a much better show.
Yeah, which is what we do a lot, especially in... I know I've done it in Frontier, and we even to some extent did that in Tamers.
No, I got it.
Yeah? Oh.
My favorite thing about this show, and I don't think it'll ever be the same again because I'm just not in that place anymore. My favorite thing about this show was arguing with you that Vamdemon is the worst villain of all time.
So,
you were like, no, he's great. He's doing everything right. I'm like, everything he's done is the stupidest thing in the world.
So this was back in the days before we released our Raws, and when we were recording exclusively on Skype instead of in person. I hung up on him.
You're like, because we were talking about it for like 4 weeks in a row, and you're like, not this again. I'm like, but he's so stupid.
No, it's I mean, he tries.
I theorize, he'll come back and try. He's the villain forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we found out that he was the villain at the end of 02 for reals, that was the funniest thing.
Yeah. I love Vamdemon though.
And obviously, the Blackwell Greymon thing was great.
Yeah, but that's everyone's
It's everyone's favorite. You'll hear it in the clip show at the end. Big spoils. But like, I'm right because I'm right. It's just what I am. So I'm not going to go into China's theme song right now.
The wrestler?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say the country?
Yeah, I don't. The theme song, aka the national anthem.
Please,
I'm Vamdemon. I'm Vamdemon.
Mac in chat says, Gatchmon pulls off his mask. I'm Vamdemon. How long have you been Vamdemon? A while.
A long time. Yeah, so the Blackwell Greymon thing at the time was really genuine. Like, I'm not going to pretend I put that on at all. Like, that was real. Yeah. I legitimately hated that character, and I was so happy they were gone. And then reading their name in the title, I was heartbroken. But I also kind of knew when I stormed off that I'm like, this is gold. I have created something totally by accident.
And then I made the Vine.
I'm probably going to be hearing about this. Especially when I heard about when we're making a Vine of this. I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to be hearing about this for a while.
Yeah, and you were screaming on the bed. And I'm pretty sure...
It's gone now, though. It's dead.
No, our Vine's still there.
Oh.
Like, they kept all the stuff, but you can't just add more. Oh, he died. Oh, no.
Yeah, you had a real adventure.
Alright.
Don't be depressed. Your partner will be an egg again. No, get a real Terriermon this time.
Okay, who should I choose?
The Gilmon.
The Gilmon? Okay.
Yeah. There. Hey, look, we'll take the money if Vamdemon's the villain, okay? He's also if he's, because I'm reading it like you, where you split it up. Also, if he's the villain in Lane.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a good interface. The chat. But yeah, we'll,
that thing's cute.
Moving on. What about your best parts in Digimon?
Oh, God. Was there anything good that ever happened? Oh, wait, hold on. My favorite part recently, because I can remember it wasn't even that good for me. What was great was... you gotta add Vamdemon to the With the Will theme.
No!
No, my favorite thing in a long time, it wasn't for me, it was for you. And I'm sure, maybe I'm just taking your thing here. Episode 1. Right at the end, and you're like, "Oh no, it's actually Ophanimon or whatever," and you collapse on the ground. I'm like, "I win!"
Yeah, and it has the best reaction image that I've reused several times because I think it was a great reaction image of me just in cosplay as Mimi lying on the floor in defeat when I see Ophanimon on the poster. I'm just like, I drop my controller.
My actual favorite. If I had to say what bit of the show was highest quality though, like all of Try's been fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I can't think of any parts. Perfect. Atmon's been okay. 02 was crap. We all know that. So you have to think the best part of all of Digimon is the last episode of Adventure. That's the best part of all of it.
No, it is a solid adventure because it is a good solid ending to the adventure because it makes you feel things and it's.
But they undo it all.
Even though it's like it's kind of fluff, like they just they spend that whole episode saying their goodbyes. And it means so much.
What it is you spent 53 episodes with these kids and these Digimon. And all you're doing, right, is you've put your money, which is all these kids in Digimon, into the bank, and you got the interest sitting there as you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and at the end you cash it. You cash it, and it was worth more now. And that's okay. You're allowed to do that. Yeah, I do think the try would be better if the release wasn't as slow, Dak and Jax. You are correct.
But I feel like it adds to the hype.
No, you only say that because you have no choice.
Okay, yeah.
The hype would be just as good if they came out once a month.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it'd be like, because you know how I know that? Wrestling pay-per-views are about once a month.
Oh yeah, and they're very hype.
The hype builds up for those. The hype builds for those unnecessarily because they've been once a month for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And still, I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the next one. I'm waiting for it. The last one was on Monday for us. It was Sunday in America, and boy, was it good. It had the worst match of all time.
I haven't seen it.
Had the worst match of all time, and it was the funniest thing ever. Oh, you should. I should just watch that match with you. The House of Horrors. I'm gonna watch it with you, and you're gonna be like, "This is the dumbest thing ever." And the ending, oh, it's awful. Oh, the rest of the show is really good though. Anyway.
Yep.
Also, I can talk about wrestling on the show all the time, and I just really hope that I got one person who's like, you know what? I'll go to the WWE Network, I'll try it for 1 month for free, and then, like, watch some wrestling, and was like, you know what? I get it, right? I watched WrestleMania 33 because it was out recently and it's free, and just watch it, and you're like, wrestling's really weird, but I like it. Also, I remember in the first 10 episodes while I'm just reminiscing, of just like, I swore all the time.
Oh, yes.
So all the time, and you were so upset.
See, the thing is, in the first episode, we both dropped some uncaught F-bombs, because I listened to the first episode, and it was just,
yeah, woo!
Whoops! Accidents happen. Even though I bleeped out some, I didn't bleep out others.
No, you don't bleep them, you whistle them.
Well, yeah, I put in the Hikari whistle to bleep it.
What a dork.
Yeah.
The Hikari, not Hikari. Hikari.
Hikari.
What do we got? So we got a listener's Q&A. Alright, you've been lobbing questions that you got me back into wrestling.
Yeah, we got some.
Yeah!
Hey, Sam!
Hey, Sam. So, now we have time. People have been lobbing questions at us the whole time. But now, we're going to give you, 2 minutes to come up with questions and lob them, and then we'll answer what comes in.
Yeah, so if you have questions, start spamming them, even though spamming's probably a bad idea because they will flood off the comment screen and we will not be able to see them.
At 39 minutes and 30 seconds, hey, it's going to get really slow. We might want to edit that part.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna type that one for you.
Well, it doesn't matter because dude, the timing doesn't matter because I removed the silences.
No, but we don't want this part where we're just like, yeah, just send us questions and we'll wait.
Also, Mac says that he hadn't watched wrestling since primary school.
So that was a lot like me actually. I watched wrestling when I was in primary school. I don't think I watched it in secondary school really. I was done with it. I was on to Yu-Gi-Oh, which is much more mature, obviously, and I really feel like the trajectory of a really vast majority of fans, and really what I think gets someone to be really hardcore nowadays, is you had I was really, really young, not 8 to 12, and I watched lots of wrestling and I loved it, and then I found out it was fake, and I said, no, it's not, and then I found out I saw it, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's fake as hell. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to watch this fake stuff. And then later on, you're like, I still had feelings as a result of it. That's right. I was entertained because it doesn't matter if it's fake or not. It's cool. And then you watch it again when you're 18 and you're back in. Noam says, Jay, when did it feel more comfortable revealing your identity, being my face and my name, since we're basically celebrity now?
Aww.
Now,
I wouldn't say celebrity.
I include May in it. No, I mean, we've had one person literally say in an email that was the case.
Oh, that was amazing.
Which was really nice.
That made me legitimately cry.
The first of the nicest emails we ever got.
Yeah.
The answer is, I don't think I ever was super uncomfortable with it. Was I? I don't even remember.
I know in the Vine you explicitly said that you didn't want your face showing.
I guess. I don't know. The answer was when we got more content and people started saying nice things, at which point I've always had this thing, it is just a way that I understand people. If they like you, they will accept a lot more stupid, embarrassing things out of you. You can do a lot of stuff that anyone else would get yelled at for, or not yelled at, but get disdain for if they like you, from a popularity perspective, and then it's just that guy, and it's fine. And I know that's a weird way of putting it, but it turns out to be the case. So if I put my face on a video like this, because I'm sure we're putting this up on YouTube at some stage.
Well, it is on YouTube.
It will be on YouTube.
No, it's on YouTube right now. This is YouTube.
Yeah, and If that's the case, like if it's going up, it's going up, and you'll see me, and that's fine. You got asked why is your thing Dracomon if you like Airdramon so much, and isn't it because Dracomon turns into Airdramon?
Well, not canonically in any way.
But you think it looks like it should.
In my brain it should, and I really hope in the 20th anniversary V-Pets, because there's Dracomon in it, I hope that Dracomon can evolve to Airdramon.
What's your favourite episode of Digimon so far? I'm going with last episode of Adventure.
I'm going with, I really like Flower Power, but anyway, so...
No, you like episode 4 of Try.
Okay, episode 4 of Try, but only because of the intro.
It?
The intro. Anyway, back to the question about Dracomon, but so far I've been using Dracomon in, like, bits more because it's adorable. Well, that's Petitemon.
It turns into.
Because I feel like it looks better alongside Lotmon, because Lotmon is a child level Digimon.
Yeah, because they're the same size.
Yeah, because they're the same size. Like, Airdramon is a lot bigger than Lotmon.
No, but you see, it's Dracomon would be your partner if you had one, and Airdramon is you if you were a Digimon. I feel like that's what it is. That's because of the animations. Yeah. Remember, was in the Totoro. Okay, the first photos of me was in Totoro. That
was Halloween 2015, and I was cosplaying May from My Neighbor Totoro, and Jay was cosplaying Totoro.
Yeah, I love that one. It's really comfy, actually. I think it's got a little tear in it I need to fix, actually.
Favorite part of the podcast?
The best part of doing the podcast is it's not the favorite part of the podcast like we did. It's what's my favorite part of doing it. My favorite part of doing it is speaking to you guys, because honestly, the show is like it's a lot of watching a show that has problems and talking about all its problems. So for me, that's not the most entertaining thing in the world. I don't get that much joy out of it, but I get joy out of seeing people be like, It's the people who go, I've watched this show since I was 5, and I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. But you know what? I was wearing nostalgia goggles, and I didn't actually realize it's got lots of bad stuff in it. I have now thought more deeply about this show. And I still like it, fine. You can still like the show all you want. I'm not saying you should stop. What I'm saying is that it's got lots of problems, and you should recognize those from a story-building perspective, from a lot of perspectives.
For me, my favorite part is, I really like... ways just in the Slack chat, but with the Will or on Reddit or in any other way, just interacting with people in the fandom. Like, it's just great. I mean, before I had the podcast, I liked doing that, and it's great. And people ask me, oh, well, so what did you think of this movie? I'm just like, people want to hear me, and I really like that. Like, I've always kind of like had pretty bad anxiety, and the fact that like I can be guaranteed the
Digimon merch I'd want, and
that Terriermon
plushie and or Coolamon plushie of some kind.
Yeah.
Are there any aspects of Digimon you viewed differently? I think that's me. I can't see the rest of that question. Oh god, please put that again because it's scrolled and I can't see it. Noam says, "Can I suggest a Rumble Arena later?" Yeah, yes. Sure. Send us an email. Viv says, "What's your favorite Digimon?" The original one. The original one because it's classic, and why would you ever change it? And Zika Media says, when I watched Frontier when I was younger, I thought it was the best, but now I'm not so sure about it. It's really bad! See, I really, really, really liked 02 as a kid, and I've said that before. That was the series I said, this is my favourite series. I love it so much. I love the D3. I love Miyako. I love everything. I'm sure I've said on the thing, when it came out, when 02 came out, there was a thing on like Nickelodeon or whatever where they had like some football themed call in and vote who's the best. You're not Gilmon. And I called in and voted on 02 being the best. Like, I have to think 25 or more times. Jeez. And now that I'm a grown up and I know how those things work, I'm sure I cost my parents like more than $100. But you don't know. But they never told me. They never mentioned it. But despite doing that, you don't remember anything about Digimon. I remember Gargomon. I remember what he looked like, and that was it. Also, I didn't remember that I hated 02 and it sucks. Oh no, that's not Palmon. That's a Rurumon. May, how was watching the show with Jay change your views on it? It's not good. I mean, it's not... Yes! I win! That's it, that's all of it! I win! I mean, it's not like... I mean, it's not bad, but a lot of aspects of Digimon are not as good as I remember, especially with 02. And I always say that as the big one, is that 02 is... It's not amazing. It's not the best season. It has so many problems. Like, it's definitely not perfect. It's worse than Adventure, but I remember it always being the best one. It was the one I had the most nostalgia for. I had the first Digimon Digivice that I owned was the D3. I loved 02, and that's been like the biggest, like, oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no. And I got asked what things I see differently, and the answer is I appreciate the character work now. Because when you don't watch Digimon at all, it goes, oh, well, that's just Pokemon with different stuff in it. and evolutions, I guess. But I never really thought, like, there's character work in it legitimately, and Pokemon doesn't have that. I think Pokemon is a more solid franchise in the fact that it understands its own identity, and it gives people what they want when they want a Pokemon thing. Whereas Digimon goes, here's a thing, and people go, we like that, and they go, great, here's something else. And people go, not that one. And they go, here's something else. And they go, oh, okay, this is good. How about this one? Oh, no. And like it's just up and down all the time. Are we allowed to not hurt, but are we allowed to disdain people who call the original Digivice a D2 because of the V-Tamer, I guess?
Well, I think that might be its actual canon name. Like, I think it's been written in I know there are lots of Digimon encyclopedias that they release in Japan. I think they actually called it the D2.
But how could it be the D2 if Tai is given both of them as his first Digivice?
It's actually a different universe type.
No, it's not.
No. Canonically, it's a different universe.
What? Is that the one where Ryo's in it?
No, you have to trust me. You have to trust me here. The Taichi in V-Tamer is a completely different Taichi, and there's something that happens later on that you are going to hate. Okay.
Also, calling out Riku right now for A, please no violence, followed by immediately by fight me, Jay. What's no it isn't?
I'm not sure.
I have no idea. So that was a great round of Q&A. I'm sure we will still field questions, but we got blown out to the point where like the questions
the original Digivice, because I don't know. I guess it's because it's called the D2 because it's the one before the D3. I don't know.
Maybe
13 viewers.
And we have a survey to run through.
I will run through the survey. Jay will play.
No, I don't wanna.
Because I feel bad. I'm just looking at my phone.
Can't we do Cyber Sleuth?
Okay, so this is okay. So the first question is...
I can run in circles too,
and
watch them die in the distance.
Don't do that. Okay, so the first question... So out of the survey had 28 responses, and the first question was, how long have you been listening? So 42.9% of people said that since they've been listening since the podcast began. 25% said about a year and a half. Another 25% said around a year, and then small percentages said a few weeks and a few months.
Hold on. How many people responded?
28.
Okay, 28 people, so 50% said they've been from the beginning. It's 14 people abouts.
Yeah.
We didn't have 14 listens between the first and second episodes. Liars!
Since the beginnings, the first, I'd say the first 10 or 20 episodes, the start.
You know what's incredible? And I know, we're still dealing with, we're not Rooster Teeth or anything, but it is amazing to me that we have 13, we had recently 13 people watching this live stream now that we put together in half an hour, which is more listeners than we had for days on our first episode.
The next question was, what is your favourite season of Digimon? So there was a tie. Digimon Adventure was tied for first place with Digimon Savers.
Interesting.
And then...
Really? Tamers wasn't there?
Wait, no, sorry. They were tied for second place. Despite wearing my glasses, I still can't read. Alright, so 25% said that Tamers was the best. And then tied for second was Digimon Adventure and Digimon Savers with 21.4%. And then 10.7% said Frontier. And then... Cross Wars Fusion, the first two seasons, Cross Wars Hunters, Digimon Adventure Tri, and Digimon Universe Happy Monsters were very small percentages. And then the last question was, which seasons are you looking forward to us covering the most? And out of the three remaining that we have of Digimon. And 61.5% said Savers. 30.8% said Cross Wars, the first two seasons. And 7.7% said Young Hunters.
So there's different.
Yeah, take them to poo. Take them to poo. Take them to poo.
No, run to the wall. Oh, they pooped.
Oh, no, they pooped.
Oh, they pooped in the gym. Oh, no. One of them's name is Box.
No, I ran to the toilet. That's right. Okay, there's a toilet there.
How did you run to the... Oh, the toilet's... Oh, yeah. It's in the wall.
So, yeah. So that was our survey. And thank you to everyone who participated in that. There is no love for Young Hunters, and that's sad. Because
I bet I will have none too.
I am one of the few, rare people who actually enjoy Hunters, because, I don't know.
Is that the last season of Digimon?
Before Atmon, yeah.
Well, that makes sense then. If it sucked, that's why Digimon died for, 15 years?
No. Young Hunters came out in 2013.
What?
Yes. I liked it. It was cute. It was good. Persona. Yeah, this is Persona 6.
It's not gonna be a Persona 6 until I'm like 70.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so old.
Those games take so
Yeah, also
long.
Arrestodramon was in,
Arrestodramon.
It's a Digimon.
That's like Police-dramon, but stupid.
Hunters does what it set out to do well. Yeah, like...
I don't know what that is yet.
I mean,
Hunting, I guess.
I feel like I'm one of the very, very, very few people who, like, genuinely loved it because it was just... It was very filler. I'll give it that. It was fun. It had cute little Monster of the Weeks. It was...
Are there only 20 episodes?
Yes.
How can it be very filler when there's a third of as many episodes as usual?
Because it has the plot, then it has the plot, then it has filler. It fills in between the plot, which are on either side of the series.
Okay, fine. So can we just watch the first and last episodes and be done with it?
No.
Boo. Okay. So is that our survey?
I think that's that's it for the survey. The survey was also favourite quotes from the show and favourite quotes from Digimon, and we will put that in the edited version's outro. I did share it on the Slack chat this morning, I think, when I was half asleep, unless I was at work. Then I was probably very half asleep. But I will put that on the end of this episode that Jay put together last night. And this is, the best bits of our show, according to the listeners, as well as the best bits of Digimon.
Well, the best bits that anyone gave me timestamps for, or that I could find.
Yes.
There's tons more stupid crap. Which totally gives me an excuse, because next year I can do a whole different one.
Which is good. I mean, hopefully we continue to be funny in a year. I mean, in a year we will be...
Hopefully I'm still alive.
Oh, that's grim.
No, it's not grim, it's hopeful.
In a year, it's... I think we'll be done with Digimon almost, or thereabouts. We'll be starting LostinTranslationmon, and then we can do. Don't look so happy. We'll still have to do like Digimon series as they released after. Like, hopefully they don't stop Digimon. Bye, Mark, and stop being happy. Your happiness isn't why I have you here, Jay. And so, thank you for listening, and to people in the live chat, thank you for watching. We've never done a live podcast. We've live streamed, but we haven't live podcast. So there's, I had to do, 3 things. I had the notes, and I had the recording, and I had the this. And so, so thank you for listening if you're on iTunes, and thank you for watching if you're on YouTube. Now,
thank you for joining us for LostinTranslationmon.
Why do you hate me?
LostinTranslationmon.
And I keep on getting distracted by my face. So, thank you for watching. This episode will be up, in its full recording glory, which is another 20 minutes of podcast. So, look forward to that. So, yes, thank you for coming, and Jay's going to read the outro stuff because I'm really tired. Yes, the whole thing.
Can't we just not use a recording of an old one?
No.
Why do we never get to do that? It would save us so much time!
Because I feel like it's
genuine this way.
Genuine
it's
stuff,
right.
yeah.
So, for the thousands in attendance, for the millions listening at home.
We have one question. DJ Discobot says, semi-side question, will you guys be also covering the Crosswalls manga while also doing, the season? Yes, we will be covering it, depending on if we're up to it before we do Crosswalls, we'll hold off and we'll finish it after Crosswalls. But yes, we will be covering the Crosswalls manga because it is people who hate Crosswalls say that the Crosswalls manga is really good.
Well, as far as I'm aware, we're doing one manga thing at a month, which means that even getting through V-10 will take us a full year.
Well, yeah.
And then getting to... Look, we're going to be doing the manga forever, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, there's lots of it.
We'll get there.
And then we'll do the Atmon manga, which is good. I'm liking it so far, with my limited Japanese.
Is that... It's just because it's nighttime that Palmon has a different colour flower?
No, that's not Palmon, that's Aruramon.
What? What is that?
It's one of the first recolors of a Digimon. She's from Digimon World, the
Fair
first
enough.
one.
Don't care anymore.
Okay,
Alright.
continue.
For the thousands in attendance, for the millions listening at home, you can constantly update on emails at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode, or message us on SoundCloud. You can follow us @TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on LostinTranslationMon on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We have a discussion thread on With the Will and a Reddit thread on Digimon subreddit. We'd appreciate it if you would review us on iTunes and or Stitcher. We also have a website. You should go on there. May's done a lot of really good work on it, and she's a programmer. It's professional. It's very pretty. And you can vote there in our weekly poll, which this week we only have one. We used to have 2.
No, we always have a weekly poll.
No, we only have one weekly poll instead of two.
There's still the Polyrath not being, is being a frog.
I won an argument, though. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. You can see her concede. So there's no reason to even answer on that poll, is what I'm trying to tell you. But if you do, not a frog. Look at the Digimon wiki, basically. Not Digimon. God! The Pokemon Wikipedia, you can see it. It's in all of the Pokedexes. Yeah, you can donate to our Patreon, which is linked in the description, from as little as $1 a month. $1 a month will get you access to our listener Slack chat group.
This
but
is why I usually do.
higher levels get you exclusive notes, informations, early and unedited recordings, the ability to suggest discussion topics, Skype calls with May and Jay, and more. We upgrade our stuff, I think. We're already there?
Already there.
I don't. What's the next one?
Well, technically, we're not actually at the manga one anymore because someone dropped their thing. So
Well, then we'll continue the Digimon manga. It's now hostage, apparently. And thank you to our Patreon supporters, Sam Krieger, who hosts a podcast called The Moncast, which talks about Pokemon and Digimon, Stevie, who's also Stevie on YouTube, and you can find the link to their channel in the description, Wu Qinglong, who you can find at twitch.tv/Wu Qinglong, Metal Mamimon, Joe, Anime Guy, who is Anime Guy Kurosaki and the number one on YouTube, Chuckmon, Ishwabamba, Hiro Olato, who is at Hiro Olato on Twitter, Jason Morosky, Ryuchi, who's Frost Magic on Archive of Our Own, Stephen Reeves, who's at WildWing64 on Twitter, Kaidawashi, Mac, Noam, who's in our chat right now, Riku, also in our chat right now, Red and Garen from Bread Digimon with Breakimon.
From Brexit with Europe.
From Breakfast with Digimon, which is another Digimon podcast you can find on SoundCloud. Chisai, also who was in the chat, who is in the chat, I don't know. You can follow at Chisai236 on Tumblr. Corey, Kyle, the Lady Bugman, whose anime blog you can find at bagubaragu.wordpress.com. Small Wolfie, who's on Tapastic as Small Wolfie, and has a comic called Eden of Melancholy. Tom, and Glitchcoat, and Yes or No, Azrael McCool?
Azrael McCool, yes.
Alright, Azrael McCool! We have an old version!
So yeah, I set up this segment guide obviously about a month or so ago, before we'd started the manga, and I haven't edited it because I was lazy, I guess, and I forgot. So yeah, it's not fully up to date, and it should be. And also, Jay's holding the microphone, so I really hope that actually sounds okay for the actual recording, because Jay wanted to do a wrestling reference.
And I noticed that we have 15 people in our stream at the moment watching No Game.
It just came for the ending of me playing with toys.
What's important? Well, I want to apologize to the, I guess, 2 people, and I don't know, maybe it's just all these people who were in, who ducked in and out. 16 people now. We have people ducked in and out, who people just showing up now. People who are just showing up now. Apologies. We're finished. We just finished the show.
I want to go to bed.
But thanks for joining us. And you can make a one-off donation on PayPal, which you can find linked in the description. It is paypal.me/airdramon. Make sure you let us know it's for the podcast, because May likes to buy Digimon merch. It's unbelievable. It's everywhere. Unescapable. But thank you. Thank you for coming with us tonight. Thank you for being with us for 2 years if you've been with us the whole time. Thank you for joining us at all if you've joined us sort of in the middle and you've listened to all our episodes. Thank you for appreciating that, because we do this stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
Because if you guys weren't around, I would have left a long time ago, and May would just be staring at a wall with her microphone being like, I like Digimon. It's different in Japanese.
I would be very, very lonely if it wasn't for Jay and for the listeners, and we appreciate that, and hopefully we can continue to do the podcast thing. And Noam says that he's happy to be part of the Digi family, and it is. The Digimon fandom is a family, and it's great, because that's why fandom's good. It's the good things. I'm very tired. And
good night to everyone in the chat. Good night to everyone who's listening to this, no matter what time of day it is. Go have a sleep. You deserve it.
Yeah, for the people it's like 4 a.m. Thank you for coming into our stream. But please have a little nap, please, for me.
Nappy nap.
Like, I'm going to sleep too. Well, we can have like a group nap. It'll be great. Great fun.
And we will see you next year. Bye, everybody.
And also join us after the outro music for clip show that Jay did. But yeah, I'm stopping the recording.
Be proud of me.
Bye.
Bye.
You see, in physics, there's this little thing called equilibrium. When you have two libriums that weigh the same, they're equilibrium.
Chapter 1, The Beginning. Maisie was a normal 14-year-old girl.
Hey, can I get Donkey Madness on this thing?
You mean you're Jedi? I thought,
Last time we saw you, you were an old man. My hat's off to your plastic surgeon.
Forgive me, but you're the most incredible hunk of an incredibly old man I've ever seen. I'm your lead.
He's got pants now.
Yes, Izzy is quite intelligent. In fact, without that intelligence, he'd be Todd.
Okay, that's 1 box of chocolates. Your total comes to 1,100,000. Huh? Yeah, that's what it says. That must be really good chocolate. Paper or plastic?
Say hello to Puffmon and watch out. Avoiding his razor-sharp horns is no easy task. Sorry.
Hold on for just a second, everybody. If I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing...
What is it, Ty?
It's not a mirage. It's real water.
Water?
This is fantastic! Now all we need are some lemon, sugar, and some big fat ice cubes!
That looks like a village. Maybe we'll find people. And shade. Maybe they'll have hats for sale. Hang on. Water and food. I'm hungry enough to eat broccoli. What's broccoli? Is that a joke? If you have to hit something, you should buy.
Play one game of chess while everyone watches. Just last week, he actually balanced the world's biggest checkbook. And that's not all. He's a champion in judo and a star on the all-state soccer team. And girls...
He opened up a book that lay on the floor, covered in dust.
This is the Book of Armor Digivolution.
This is just a restaurant, isn't it?
Yes.
Why do they have that?
I don't know.
Move on.
I've taken a soil sample, measured the barometric pressure, and analyzed the relative humidity.
And what did you find out?
It's really, really hot. So,
Be there. Oh, hello there. This is Ty.
You're selling ties?
No, my name is Ty. I'm looking for Matt or TK.
That's a coincidence. Those are my grandkids' names.
It's great. Are they there? Right now? Can I talk to them?
Oh, I love to talk to them, too. They're here visiting me.
Please, I need to speak to them right away.
Okay, I'll tell them. Kids! He means the other boy with goggles.
Oh, where is he?
Hi, I'd like to order a large pizza for delivery with mushroom sausage, pepperoni, pineapple, Canadian bacon, anchovies, and green peppers.
That sounds delicious, Willis, but aren't you gonna have anything?
One day this bossy human appeared and began making Digimon into his slaves. He said, I am the Digimon Emperor. I heard we're all gonna have to punch a time clock, too.
What did that guard back there say to make you so angry?
He called me a punk.
Digimon fall down, go boom.
Hopefully his mouth will de-digivolve first. I doubt it.
Hawkmon said, as shadows of Biomon, Birdramon, and Garudamon Ooh, I'm not saying that word.
Wrapped.
That's not what that says.
That's got a W.
That's only one P.
Okay, fair cop.
Why do they call those things on top of the TV rabbit ears? Why don't they call them cat ears? After all, when was the last time you saw a rabbit sleeping on top of a TV? Is this what you think of?
Nova Blast!
Said the rogue Black Greymon.
How will I tell the difference between you and...
No, that is Rouge!
That is Rouge, you're right.
You keep saying Rouge!
I can't spell that when I was 12.
Wait, moving on.
Okay. So you think the final big bad will last a long time?
I do. Okay, no, that's okay. I want to rephrase that. The second last one will last a long time. The absolute final last one will last 2 episodes because it'll be this big reveal. This was the evil the whole time, and then they'll just kill it.
Okay, so you think the second to last bad guy will be long time?
Yes, I do.
Do you think we're meeting this in these episodes? Do you think we'll meet the second to last bad guy?
I hope so. I don't. Yeah, let's say yes. Let's say I think that in these 2 episodes we will be told about them.
And do you think this bad guy will be anything like we've seen before, or do you think it'll be a bit different?
I reiterate that one of the bad guys was a was a tiny flying ball version of the first bad guy, and another one was a man in a monkey suit who sang. So, if you want me to make predictions about what the bad guys will look like, it could be anything except Gundramon. I wish it was. So they're, God, I would have said a wizard, except the wizard's dead. Okay, all right. Pick an animal. Okay. We've got a panda crossed with like one of those like mannequins, like from a store, and just it's this big wooden panda, and it's like, haha, did you children?
Well, there is a Pandamon, like with Pandamon. Red scarf around its neck.
Wait. Okay. Wait.
I'll send you a picture.
Wait. You've asked me about a comedy bad guy.
Well, you said you think he'll be serious, so.
I know. Okay. I know what it should be. It should be a jester, like a court jester with a jingly hat, and be like, haha, and be kind of funny sounding, but be fully serious when it murders everybody.
Jesus, that sounds terrifying. This is a kid show.
Yeah. We've had the devil.
Yeah, but the devil's not spoopy.
He is when he tries to physically kill you.
I think, honestly, like, Edamon's quite scary, too.
Edamon's only scary because he was actually effective, which shows you that it doesn't matter how bad your design is, if you're an effective bad guy, then you are worthy of respect. Whereas
yeah, but
Miasmon
ate people. He wants to eat people, and he gave, like, women anemia, and, like, went out to get women in the night.
But yet, because he, as a bad guy, was not very effective, whenever a goal was put in front of him, he always didn't do it. And whenever he had opportunities, he didn't take them. And whenever he fights the kids, he always loses. Then he's not frightening. The armies of Digimons he's bringing into the city are frightening, but he's not frightening.
I will rule the world and plunge it into darkness so that I don't have to be alone anymore in my misery. Wait a minute, what am I laughing at? I'm supposed to be depressed.
Flo went back into the kitchen and ran straight out with a scream, so loud it could be heard by a deaf person on the opposite side of the universe. Wow.
He's just a kid like you, David!
You gotta outrun him! You could do it, and even if you can't, we won't think any less of you, man! Some nice friends you got there, Davis.
It's called Fury.
That's not what that says. That says it's called furry.
It's called Furry.
It went wet, then the roof blew off.
Chapter 7 is called The Furry. I don't intend on living on this planet anymore. There were also 2 illustrations, one with the
to glow. It was so bright, Maisie couldn't see. The next thing she knew, she was standing on a tropical island.
That's why I need your help, Ty. I can't Digivolve. Did you forget how? It's just like riding a bicycle. Now start pedaling and Digivolve.
Don't believe it. One of the strange monsters had a strange light hit him in a strange way, which changed him into another strange monster. This is all really strange.
So they go into the digital world, Ken and Rio, and they confront...
Wait.
Yeah?
Ken and Rio.
Yeah?
So this is just Digimon Street Fighter edition.
Oh. Okay, well, it's Rio, not Ryu.
I mean, close. Is Ken blonde and American?
No, I guess I can show you the picture of Ken and Rio.
I don't want
but they're
Rio
not
to be
from
wearing
Street
white.
Fighter.
I want him to be wearing white, and then and then Rio's.
So this is a screen. This is a photo from Digimon, and there's Ken and Rio. Got me saying it now. Ryu.
See, there you go. I mean, they could be, right? What's this weird, like, wearing olive pants and purple shirt?
Because they're, I don't know, comfortable and easy to wear. Also fashion, I guess.
Comfortable and easy to wear.
So that they go to the digital world, and they confront and defeat another Diablimon, which was on the loose, and they just, Rio and Greymon just kill it easily, apparently.
Wait, there's another one?
What? Yeah, apparently.
Well, that's dumb.
So they've defeated the top of Infinity Mountain, but the Diablimon ruse was a distraction, which
By
is
who?
crafted by Millenniummon to draw Rio Now you got me saying it, Rio back into the digital world. So Millenniumon splits the entire digital world in half, destroying the mountain that they were on, which separates Ken and Ryu.
So he killed Infinity Mountain.
Yep, again.
Wait, it's been killed before?
In order to break the seal, we needed to take away the power from the Digimon.
Maisie opened her eyes and placed the eggie on the ground. The egg began to crack down the side, and it shook faster and faster.
So did some dog chew on you? We have a verdict. You're ugly. Hello, Mimi. My name's Davis, but you can call me Davis.
Yeah, she definitely told me about you.
The Digig. The detector. It became a D3 again. What is happening?
No.
Good morning, cardboard box. Student? Shouldn't you be in class?
I in a box.
What's your name?
Digimon. What's your name?
Well, my friends, hey, I am the principal. That is all you need to know. Now, what are you doing in the hall?
Playtime.
Oh, you shouldn't be playing. It's time for class now. And just what's with this cardboard box, anyway? Take it off.
No, Sakatomon said stay in box.
My hernia. When you're at school, you obey the principal. So when I say take off the box, you take off the box. Understand? Just strong little fella.
Okay. You fell down. We play now? Don't you want to play? Wow.
It's a monster.
Maisie slowly closed her eyes. The gentle rocking ...
Wow, I feel like that
All
was
of
meant
a
to go
sudden,
somewhere.
Submarinemon was changed.
Maisie, we're under attack. I went to be Captain Kirk there. The reliable guardian of the sea. Maisie, we're under attack. It's just Captain Kirk now. It would be wise of you to tell Hawkmon to digivolve. Hawkmon can't digivolve to any higher stage. Well, you're screwed then. Wow.
Submarinemon said as it slowly began to surface.
I cannot read this without laughing, so Jay's going to do a dramatic reading of the Takoyaki Pan instructions. And since last time I found that there was an additional part that I didn't bother reading, that's actually the specifications of the Takoyaki Pan. So please, Jay, without further ado.
Okay, so I guess this is in lieu of the fanfiction chapter, which doesn't exist yet. So, Takoyaki Pan of unknown brand. Here we go. Specification. Name. Natural gas with metal mold, small takoyaki baking pan. Material. Aluminium and non-stick coating. Can do the size of takoyaki. 4x4 centimeters. Applicable stove, gas stove, packing box, sizes. Alright. Features. Non-stick, mold, cold rolled, flake material, science and technology, and a non-stick surface treatment with a hard texture, anti-oxidation, not easy to deformation, heat transfer effect, and healthy characteristics. The use of high-strength, cold-rolled plate, high-strength rigidity, well-behaved, thermal conductivity, durable. Non-stick, surface treatment, happy health, high temperature, does not distribute toxic gas, baking effect, and high efficiency. 3. One-piece molding design, the appearance of fine, seamless, easy to clean, in the stable dimension. The making method of takoyaki. Step 1. Dye on the stove. Open the fire heating, each hole brush oil. 2. Turn a small fire. The novice is best to open the fire in the fire the smallest so as not to time. In each hole into the tune of a good batter. Low gluten flour, 200 grams, cold water, 200 mils, taste leaching, glutinous rice wine, 10 grams, egg 2, baking powder half teaspoon, put all the materials together with the whisk, stir well. about 7 to 8 points full, and then thrown into each whole onion. Octopus ding, cabbage ding. Step 3. And then into the batter to be full, then the fire can be slightly larger open point, with bamboo sticks along the edge of the poke down. Top ding ding look is able to turn the bust. 4. All turned over a good half, turn the whole body, the shape of each small ball, about the regular surface brush oil. Step 5. In turn over to the surface of a small balls can be gold. Package probably includes 1 times takoyaki pan, 12 not big size hold. I forgot! Package probably includes... Blackwell Greymon's Destiny. Are you serious?!
Or Blackwell Greymon Seal.
God! And Oikawa Shame.
Or Terror. So Jay's gonna watch the English versions of...
God! No!
You can't swear. I have to censor that.
Enough! God damn it!
So I'm going to make Jay watch the English episodes first, for reasons in the second title. Show notes are linked in the description, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but we did release our... And Jay's in the other room still screaming about Blackwell Greymon. Jay, do you want to say goodbye?
I hate Blackwell Greymon so much!
He's upset about Blackwell Greymon.
Do you think it's fair that I should have to live with all this agony? No. Why should you get to laugh when I am forced to cry? Why do you get to taste the best life has to offer while all I do is choke on its leftovers? Answer me this! Why do all of you get the pizza while I get the crust?
Oh, I can't take all these metaphors!
So, Kenmon.
Kenmon. Oh my god, you're so tired.
So
okay, Easter is still 3 months away.
So mad.
Do you want to tell that story?
You tell it.
Okay, so, Maeve's asleep, and I hear, Jay. And so I go, okay, what is it? And I walk over to her and goes, I'm so mad. I'm like, what do you mean? Why are you mad? So, we found out that they were selling hot cross buns, like a bakery. And Maeve's now asleep thinking about it, and she goes, I'm really angry. It's not even Easter.
To be fair, it's January.
She was infuriated that they were selling hot cross buns and it's not even Easter yet. And you felt you had to call me in to make sure I knew.
He's dead. I can't let his memory keep me from my destiny. You won't change my mind. I won't let you!